Coming to you live from Studio B at KOPN. It is the Sticky's Cabana podcast.
What's up, folks? It's Sticky here with Sticky's Cabana, Season 3, Episode 7. And, of course, over here to my left, I need to introduce my little buddy.
Hi, everybody. It is I, your furry pal Topher.
And to my right.
Just me, Kim, who still has this weird urge to get a brush and just brush our furry pal. I don't know.
And across the table from us here, we've got Lifeline. Welcome back, guys.
Hello. Howdy there.
Have you all please introduce yourselves and just go down the line and tell us, what y'all do in the band.
Brad Pikey, I'm the bass player.
I am Hunter Milner, singer, songwriter.
Noah Pitney, the drummer. I'm a Sagittarius, and I really don't know about the moon phases.
Vegetarian.
At least give your blood type.
I'm Dean Davis, guitar guy.
Guitar guy.
I'm Logan. I play guitar.
There we go. Well, I appreciate y'all coming on. So it's been a while since, we've had y'all on. What was it, 2 seasons ago? I guess so.
Yeah.
2 seasons ago, yeah. And
Not for Logan.
So since it's been a long time, what have y'all been up to?
Hanging out, really. We've been writing a lot of new music and working on this new he's gonna kill me if I say record. He hates that, but music. We'll say music. And just a lot of cool, exciting stuff. Trying to plan some shows this summer and enjoying that.
Yeah, for sure. You got any questions here for it?
I hope I'm not bringing a cat out of the bag, but I heard a couple of y'all have got some big life changes coming up.
Yes.
Well, I didn't want to say nothing, but I got neutered yesterday.
I knew it!
So no babies for me. Sorry, guys.
Got neutered.
No, I'm getting married. I'm getting engaged. September 14th is the wedding.
Awesome.
And it's really, really exciting. She's a really good woman.
Yeah, there you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've seen pictures.
It's really
Yeah,
awesome.
that's about as far as we've seen. I'm sure. So she'll be there next weekend. I'm sure.
I'm assuming so.
I
yeah.
figured so. Your turn. So y'all have a new album coming out, right?
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say we're working on some new material as of right now. We got a lot written on the board. We actually just got done a couple of months ago. We had this song called "This Is My Life," and we have been working with a guy named David Dominguez who worked on the Papa Roach record and the Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy, and a Weezer album, things like that. So it's really cool learning some tips and tricks from him and just getting all the information, so we can grow as musicians as well. So we've been really blessed in that aspect. So
you gonna release an EP or is it gonna be a full album?
well, I think we're gonna just select some songs here and there and throw them out there. We haven't really discussed an album date or nothing yet. We're just kind of rolling with the flow. It's best to not rush something. If you want something to be great, you don't want to rush it. So
Yeah.
I think we got 6 or 7 at this point. That's just in the tank that we haven't released yet.
Now you guys already have an album out, 2 albums, right?
well, we have our first album, and then we released a couple new songs 2 years ago that we've been working on. That's going to be on this album and stuff. So we're just kind of throwing things out there.
Well, I know Serenade was always your all's biggest hit. There's another one that's kind of came up, pretty close to it. It was released, I want to say last year. Angel something.
Oh, Angels Fall Down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that one's real close to it. Now, that one was released, last year, I guess, wasn't it?
That was the first of our releases last year.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a lot of new stuff in the tank, and we also added a new member. He wasn't with us last time, Mr. Logan Lashley over there. And
He's actually like 5 members put in one, but yeah.
But
vocals, guitar, keyboard. He left out quite a few when he.
He's the
oh
music
yeah,
master.
yeah. He's my gosh, man.
It's
He's
easier to
talented.
list what he doesn't play than what he does.
Yes.
Seriously.
Skin flute.
Seriously.
Yeah. So when we tracked those first batch of songs, it's kind of my fault. Well, it was my fault. It's not even a kind of. I was in a rush, and I wanted to put new music out, and so we literally just wrote it. Didn't really put the instruments or nothing behind it. We're just like, this is what we're doing. We're putting it out. It's demanded, And so we went back to Brett. So that was before Logan came along and things like that. So it's been a little different working with new members and stuff, but it's been awesome. And these guys have really leveled us out, and they just naturally, they're just rock stars. You know, very, very, very good guys to work with. So
For sure. So y'all tell us the origin on how Lifeline became.
So Lifeline, I'd say 16 or 15, somewhere around then. And I was in a couple bands and stuff, and none of them were working out. My music teacher introduced me to a guy. He does guitar lessons and stuff, and he was working with a guy named Clayton Hunt, who was in Centralia at the time. So he was teaching Clayton some things, and he's like, hey, it was that and Dylan Barnes. And he's like, hey, I got these guys I want to introduce you to. I know you've been kind of in and out of bands. I know you got really good songwriting potential. Just give them a call. I wasn't going to call them. But anyway, so I finally they hit me up on Messenger at the time. They're like, hey, you know, we're doing this. Why don't you stop by and jam with us for a little bit? Like, sure, yeah. So we jammed out, and next thing you know, we got a band going. Came up with the name Lifeline, and, you know, we didn't think it was going to be anything to the extent it turned out to be. This was my first real, I don't want to say big band, but big band with any recognition, or people know who we are, sort of. And so, I mean, it just kind of happened naturally, and I just didn't expect for it to turn out to be what it was. Now, obviously, you know, getting older, we've had a few member changes and things like that. You know, we had a couple different drummers. There's this guy named Elvis, and they called him Elvis. His name was like Trey, and he did like really. We thought he was the best drummer in the world. No offense, Elvis, but not really. You know, when you're 15, you think everything sounds cool.
Yeah.
You know? And he really was not that great looking back at it. And then we went to a guy named Jeff Milner, and he played some stuff for us, and he was good for a while. And then he had to go. I forgot what happened to him, and so we were in need of a drummer, and one of friends from Moberly introduced me to Noah, and Noah came in, and I'm gonna let him take the wheel on this one. But
At the Old Buds in Moberly, they would do open jam nights, just people come up and jam and blah blah. And I was always involved, loved it. But there was a guy there that played guitar all the time. He was kind of quiet and stuff, but he knew how to play guitar, and I was like, oh, he could play anything. That's cool. Well, he started talking to me, and he knew I was old enough like to be in the bar, but I don't think he realized like how old I actually was. But maybe he did. I don't know. But he told me he knew some guys from Centralia that really needed a drummer, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, and set me up with I don't remember if it was you or Clayton, one of you guys on Messenger, and started talking back and forth, and they wanted me to come try out, and I was like, okay, cool. And it was out in the middle of nowhere in Centralia, and I go and I pull up. I hadn't really been doing in a band per se in probably almost a year, but I was optimistic, and I pulled up out there and didn't even listen to any music that they had beforehand or any of their inspirations or anything. I was just like, screw it, let's go see. And out of this band room comes walking a bunch of kids. I was like, oh, okay, well, we've got kids here. And I go in there, and yep, that's who the band was. I think Trenton was 14 or 15. Clayton and Dylan were...
Actually, I think he was 13.
He was
Clayton,
13.
Yeah, because Clayton and were 14.
Clayton
I was 15.
and Dylan was 14. You were 15. I was 23. And my optimism kind of dropped down quite a bit. Well, about an hour into the jam, and I was like, holy shit. Not only can they play, but this kid wrote this. It's making me want to cry. And but he ain't even through high school yet. How the hell did he? But it was just really cool, and it clicked from there. You know, the original, like that, it had its ups and downs and stuff, but we made it work. We started getting shows pretty quickly, really, like less than a couple months after I got there. I didn't really even... They had probably 5 or 6 songs written already, but then when I got there, we wrote the rest of the album and even more, and plus the covers we used to do and stuff like that. So it was really fast paced, and it was really cool. I hadn't been, like I said, in a band in probably about a year. It was just kind of chilling, and then boom, it took off, and I was like, well, heck yeah, let's keep going.
What kind of time frame to start getting the rest of these guys in?
So that was when did I join with you guys? Was that 2016?
17.
17?
Yeah.
And
Sounds about right.
we did our first album release on December 3rd of 18, right?
Something like that, yeah.
And actually the day that we did our album release was the day that Clayton and Dylan left, so they weren't even there for our album release party.
Yeah.
So it was just me, Hunter, and Trent, and we rocked it. We did what we could, and we kind of took a couple months break. We didn't know exactly what we was going to do, and Josh Bailey wanted to come in and try to help out and play guitar, and so we kind of ran with that for a second, and then Wyatt Williams, Josh's cousin in the band, they both came in. And it was different. It was really cool. We were trying. We all love each other. It was just not the right setup. And so Josh ended up not wanting to for a while. And so it was just me, Wyatt, Trent, and Hunter. And it was going okay. Wyatt was great at writing and adapting and blah blah blah. Well, Hunter don't want to play guitar. He can, but he just wants to be the front man. He wants to focus on singing and getting the girls screaming. But so Dean over here was like, "Yo, I kind of like begged him, hey, come on, you've been around our band." He used to go when we were in Centralia with the original Lifeline. I didn't have a vehicle at the time, so he would take me. And he'd just sit there and just listen to us the whole time, and I'd be like, "Hey, grab the guitar, let's play a little bit." But anyways, so he decided to come in, and that kind of, I think, helped elevate things with, okay, now we've got a structure. Well, then it wasn't going to be able to happen with Wyatt. He started having different life changes and blah, 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 and all that. And right after Wyatt left, like probably less than a month, Trent was going through a lot of changes, and he was getting out of high school and wanted to secure down big boy job and stuff like that, and he was just losing interest, pursuing college too, yeah. And so it was me, Dean, and Hunter, and we was just, again, we took a little break, about a month, to just think about things, and we decided, we was just going to be done. We was at that time, my old room at my parents' house, and we had the equipment and stuff like that. We kind of just thought, we could just sell the equipment and split it the ways and blah, 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 and all that. Well, just out of a whim, I've played with Brad. This was over about 10 years ago in a couple different bands and projects and stuff, and really bass players are just so hard to come by, and especially good bass players, which obviously Brad is. And so just out of a whim, I messaged him on Facebook and sent him a couple songs, noted the two hardest songs that we have. I sent to him because I knew his style, and just asked him, hey man, would you want to blah 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 blah. And he messaged me back a couple days later, and he said something along the lines of, sounds good, I went and looked at your other songs, do you guys have any more songs like the first two? And I was like, not really, but I mean, we can, we just haven't been able, we've been losing members so much, we haven't been able to progress from there. And he just kind of, you go ahead.
So I was actually in another project at the time, and working with some pretty talented guys. So yeah, when I listened to it, my first impression was, I was like, you guys have probably the best vocalists that I've heard in the local scene.
Thank you.
But then I said, besides the two songs you sent me, the rest of the album sounds like a bunch of acoustic ballads or something along those lines.
Because they were.
Yeah. And, like, my favorite band is Rage Against the Machine. I'm really big into the new metal, Slipknot, Disturbed. And so I just thought it wasn't for me, and I've tried working with musicians before on more acoustic style projects, and it just is really hard for me to write to that type of material because I do not like to play root notes and just follow along. I like to have some freedom in there, and honestly, just nothing comes when I'm trying to play along to something that doesn't have a certain type of energy.
Then he came in with Angels Fall Down, right? That was the first song he came in with us, and it completely changed the entire song.
He turned us down the first time. I was mad.
Yeah, he told us
I was so mad. He was like, man, I don't know what he told Noah, but I remember being so mad. I was like, screw that guy.
Well, so yeah, I had turned Noah down, and I said, I didn't know that they were that close to breaking up. I thought these guys are going to have no problem finding somebody to fill in on bass and do what they need. And so I got back to my project, and the project I was in, it was the vocalist was pretty much so vulgar with the content and the lyrics that I was like, man, if we end up playing a show, I can't bring my kids to it. I probably won't tell my coworkers about it, you know. And so I gave the music a listen again that Noah had sent me. And I was like, there's no way these guys are still looking for a bass player. I'm sure the next person they rang probably jumped all over that. But I'll reach out to Noah and see what's going on. So yeah, I reached out to him, and he was like, no, we haven't filled the spot yet.
We could maybe fit you in.
Well, I think we were like, no, we're done.
Yeah, he didn't tell me that.
As far as us three knew, we was done, and then I messaged him and was like, hey, he really wants to come back. You guys got to give him a listen. He's fucking great. He plays bass like nobody else I've ever seen, and
that's no lie.
He could really spark something.
I was optimistic. I was like,
Hunter was mad.
I was like, this dude just literally said how terrible.
I had to tell Hunter. Hunter said, no, fuck that guy. He doesn't like my music. I was like, that's not what he said. It just wasn't his cup of tea. But we ended up making the cup of tea.
Oh yeah. Whereabouts did Mr. Logan pop in?
Well, Dean was.
Oh yeah.
We were needing another guitar player. I want to step down.
Yeah.
You know, I really need to. I need to focus on the writing process. Like for me, like if I'm at home on my recorder, I'm very good at making melodies and making things in my head, and I use the guitar as a tool just to do that. Mm-hmm. But it's hard for me on stage trying to sing and trying to do both at the same time, and we were really needing one bad, and so I think Noah hit up Dean. Mm-hmm. I don't remember that. He might have to take you away on that because I don't want to give any false information.
So we definitely need Dean to talk.
Dean was there before I was, so when I came in, it was.
I was trying to remember, Pike. Were you still in when Wyatt was playing guitar?
I don't think so.
Because of Wyatt, he was also just getting into guitar. I remember him still going.
Oh yeah, I
to
did get it
classic
backwards.
guitar
Sorry.
books, and he was learning the scales and all that. So that was like another issue we were dealing with as well. So we were all playing together for at least a year, and it took us forever, but we ended up coming out with those 4 songs after we hadn't even released them yet. We just actually recorded them from the studio, and me, myself, I didn't actually know a bunch of scales or anything until this last year because I started getting lessons from this guy as soon as he joined. But that was another issue as well, was just being able to freestyle on playing lead and all that. And me and Noah, we jammed together back in high school and all that. Off and on, well, even junior high. These guys have jammed together. We didn't really jam together much, but we knew about each other. I moved around too much throughout school, but knew him well enough to know that he was a musical master. Me and Noah basically had a conversation for a little bit about like, hey, I think we should hit up Logan and see if he would be interested or something. And it was kind of a lot of back and forth on what the best move would be, but then. We got him to come in.
He was around at the time too. We had just got done recording all those songs and trying to listen and see about what should we tell the masterer that we want here and there, and we only let like a couple people come in and listen to it. And Logan was one of them, just because he's got that ear for music and stuff. And I was like, well, if he's just gonna be here hanging around us all the time, anyways, might as well pick up a guitar.
I was gonna mention that Dean has been around since the first official lineup. He was hanging out just like Josh was, around that time, and so he was pretty much familiar with me. Now I don't know what I'm telling you, I'm a little foggy on this stuff. I'm not very good with memory, but
it was a few days ago.
Yeah, it feels like something, but I don't really know what Dean's initial reaction of being in the band was. I don't really know how he felt. I guess I never really sat down and asked him about it, but
Dean,
it's not really.
How did you feel about that?
He just overspeaks a lot, so you can't really get a word in.
Dean is usually really quiet.
Yes.
And one of the quietest guitarists I've ever seen in my life, and so, yeah.
Yeah, well, I do know, like they said, I was around a lot during the original Lifeline when they, it was just a bunch of kids playing in that shed. Yeah, which I would still say a bunch of kids. But, definitely was familiar with them and everything. I always wanted to be in music and, be good at guitar and all that, but, and that's all I did throughout school. But when I got out of school, I kind of, tried to figure something else out and actually just totally dropped the guitar for years. But I was picking it back up a little bit, here and there, and me and Noah, we've been best friends for a while, so, But yeah, I remember him asking me if I'd be interested in joining in, and I was just, first not really interested. Like it's like I like being around it and all that stuff, but then I had the thought of like, this might be like an opportunity to actually get back into it and stay into it, because being in music is what I would want to do over everything, but it doesn't exactly pay the bills all the time. So, but yeah, once I started jamming in, and again, it's been a lot of ups and downs and whatnot, but I mean, it's definitely, as soon as I joined in and started playing with them, it was just, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
And then who was next in line? I know y'all had John.
Yeah.
Yep.
One thing I do want to say, though, one thing I do really want to give him props on is that Dean. Oh, you two know, but Dean has really came a long way. Like, Dean never, to be that shy and have to get up. Me and Noah are used to it. But for him to have to take that role to be on stage, and for him to have to see all those people and everything, I'm sure he was terrified. I don't know if he still is now. He seems like he's a lot
and I've
more
never
comfortable.
been in an actual band before. I've only jammed with a couple people here and there.
Just out having fun. Yeah.
So I mean, for him to
I'm
learn,
persuasive.
for
when it
him,
comes to Dean.
for him to learn all those songs, just like Brad, and for him to go on stage and be able to turn that switch on, and say, okay, we got it. It's worked. It's really
My favorite part is, he might not jump around, he might not point at you, he might not stick his tongue out or nothing, but he's playing it right, and he's gonna play it right.
Well,
so.
and Dean has a presence, and I'll say
Yes,
the first time I met you guys, I already knew Noah. I think Dean walked in the room first, and just his presence, I was like, "Oh, are you the vocalist?" That's what I thought.
I am the vocalist.
And he's like, "No, I play guitar." And Hunter walks in, and I'm kind of looking back like, "Well, where's the vocalist at?"
Who the fuck is this short guy?
I'm like, surely all that sound isn't coming out of this guy here, but
I eat a lot of food.
Well, and also with Dean, it helped elevate things to, we got out of my parents' house and let them have their master bedroom back. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Love you. Shout out.
Very, very thankful.
They've let me play in their house since I was like 6 years old, and I didn't realize till I got a little older and went to other musicians' houses that, parents don't just let them have it in their house. Like, you gotta be in the basement or in the garage or something. No, my parents loved it. My dad loves live music, and he said I had it every day. But anyways, we ended up actually going out to his big garage for a little while. Through the summer, it was kind of hell. We put a window unit in and then another little unit, but it was a little bit hell. But then eventually winter started coming. I think it was winter last year.
Year before.
Yeah.
Year before.
He was like, well, we were like, what are we going to do? And him and Dez, thank you, Dez, sacrificed their big master bedroom, and we turned it all into a studio and padded all the walls up and just everything. And that's where we've been doing a lot of recording and stuff, and it just helped elevate a lot of things. He's helped us push it to the next level.
There you go.
So we really owe him and Brad a lot, and we'll get to Logan too. But Logan's awesome. We had none but awesome things to say. But we had another guitar player we were trying out. To answer your question from earlier, we had John. We were doing auditions, and they were being held.
At that time, we were actually practicing at Brad's house.
Actually, yeah.
Before we moved
and so I gave Noah and I gave Brad the task, hey, go find me a guitar player, whatever. I was a little busy with stuff at the time. I don't remember what happened. But
I got a couple candidates.
He
tried a couple people. I remember one guy just didn't learn or try anything of the songs we sent him. Just kind of showed up and was making some noise.
Rest in peace.
One of the guys showed up and went to jail. He couldn't make it because he went to jail. Same guy, my bad.
And then John, he showed up and he had so much energy and he knew the songs.
2 days
He loved us.
2 days notice, had 3 songs down.
We had another guy before John. I don't want to say names, but really pissed me off. He stole. It's my fault. I'm the kind of guy who would get the shirt off of his back to anybody, and he said he needed to borrow a guitar or whatever. He had some stuff, and I had this brand new guitar that I had bought. My mom helped me buy.
Your double cut?
Yeah, and it was like there was only a certain amount made.
Yep.
Very limited run.
Wrong color.
Limited. He's like, can I borrow that? Like, sure, because I want to learn some down tuning stuff, whatever. I never really thought anything about it. I'm just like, as long as you're practicing, great. Just bring it back. You know where you got it. And he took it, and he stole it, and he never came back. He sold my guitar for drugs and stuff, and so...
You can tell by his scabs he was not trustworthy.
Yeah. And so then in came Jonathan Grishetta, and he had filled a role for a little bit. He played maybe 1 or 2 gigs with us, and
he honestly had a hard first run with us because we played the gig in Callio, and it was cool, and we had enough down by that point that it was all right. And then he got pretty sick with COVID, and he was out for a couple weeks, and so he missed a couple gigs. Then came back and did another gig with us. Did he play with us the first time?
Yes.
Okay, that was the next one then.
Yeah, because he said he had he was telling us about this, that he had his 10-year class reunion that same night.
Yeah, and he showed up, played, and then went. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, no, he showed up, set up everything early, went to it, and then came back for
and
the
played.
show.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
You know, he was a lot of fun. He had a lot of great ideas. Charisma. Some good song taste for covers and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He had just recently added another child, and life was catching up with him. He let us know very respectfully and gave us time that, you know, I just gotta set it aside for a while.
Well, he's also doing a lot of stuff with JPS Productions too.
Yeah, he was working. He was
one of the team members that was helping them out and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we understood, and so out walks him, and comes Logan, and then it was on from there. That's when I think
full steam ahead.
Everything elevated. When
Logan
so
came
much
in,
more.
That's when Lifeline became Lifeline again.
I think the style of the band's completely different now, for sure.
On that note, I do have a question.
Okay.
What keeps you all motivated to stay, you know, together as a group and to keep pushing forward, and also what motivates you all individually?
Me and Noah are like wives and husbands. We love each other, we bitch at each other, and there's this brotherhood that you develop, and it's like there's a lot of days. Music life is not easy. Anybody can sit there and tell you with a straight face, "Oh, we never fight." I call bullshit. Mm-hmm. It's like you're married. You're with these guys 24/7. You're changing all the time. New members are coming in. New members are coming out. It's hard. It gets very stressful, especially when everybody has their own opinions and ideas, and you try to make it work. But there's this loving. You know who your family is. You know that you could say, "Screw you guys." You know, I'm quitting the band. And trust me, I've had plenty of that. I'm very, very.
We've all been there for sure.
Yeah, I'm the guy that said, "Hey, you know, I'm leaving." Mm-hmm. It just gets so stressful, but then you really sit back and you listen to the music and you look at your friends and you look at and you go and I've done it. I've played with different members and I've never had the same charisma. I've never had the same energy. I've never felt the same. It's like you got this connection. And nothing beats the connection. You can have any member you want, but when you know you have the connection and the brotherhood, it's not just musical; it's personal. It's, you know, we're family. So yeah, we have our good days and bad ones.
Me personally, from 13, 14 years old to now, been in quite a few bands. Nothing really like too serious. Not that we didn't want to be, we just didn't know how to be. Played shows before and stuff like that, and played with older people, younger people, people my age, and just all around the board. I grew up with my dad being in bands and stuff. He was a drummer, and just around lots of old heads and learning the do's and don'ts and how you say things and how you shouldn't say things, and how to treat other musicians and not treat other musicians. And going in there and seeing these kids, it made like I said, it made my optimism drop a little bit. And then hearing Hunter, the rest of these guys played with him since we were kids, off and on, and just love it. He just elevates every room he walks into. The first real person I ever played with in my parents' living room, his aunt sat on my bass drum and we just jammed Bullet for My Valentine all the time, and it just was awesome. And then he went away for a little bit and came back and we went right back to it. And Brad, I met when I was a 17, 18-year-old little shit, and he was still serious Brad. I don't know how he took me back then. I still don't know how he takes me now sometimes. I know he loves me, but... And then with Hunter, you know, I've been with him since he was a kid. So to me, it's different for me in this group with everybody than everyone else. I've known everybody here. He didn't know him. He didn't know him, and stuff like that. It was like everything's kind of not didn't get wove through me, but it was like, yeah, I can find some people who can
full circle.
But
you were the common ground for the five of you.
One thing I know about Noah in Randolph County is he basically knows everybody.
To me, I think my biggest motivation is that I know all these guys. I know they love it. I know it, whether it's with me or without me, it's what they're going to do. And not that I want to ride his coattails, but this man can write a song that he might know nothing about the subject, and it's still going to, whoever does know that subject, they're like, how do you know those things? And whether it's big local or big worldwide or the first band to play on the moon, he's going to do big things, and I want to be there with that. So
There you go.
not giving you a big head, so settle down a little bit.
Now Noah's really been with me through thick and thin. Yeah, so
He's an asshole.
But I'm an
He's a
asshole. He's a dickhead too. So I mean,
And
well, we
that's why
level
we
each
all get
other
along
out.
together.
We hang up on each other, but we call back.
Yeah, we do.
I've noticed the silence all the way on that side.
Which is abnormal for
Motivation.
Logan.
That's what I'm saying.
Logan.
Oh,
Say
Logan
words,
comes in.
Logan.
Now you're on with Logan.
I guess for me, I recently kind of have been just in like cover bands, and so whenever I kind of started hanging around with these dudes again, it was just kind of, I don't know, just kind of happened, and I'm glad that we're writing music and that we're, we do some covers, but we mostly are, like an original band, so.
Logan is a very talented musician. I was very attracted to the fact that he plays so many. It wows me. I guess I never realized how talented he was. Logan's the kind of guy who can come in with riff, turn the song completely around. He's the kind of guy who can go to a keyboard. He can't play that damn thing. 5 minutes later, he's playing Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this guy
I
come from?
remember
And right,
when we
it's
were
correct.
showing.
It's not like almost there. It's correct.
It's
This is what it
correct.
is.
Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh.
remember showing when we were introducing Logan to Hunter, because we're like, just like, hey, he's the best guitarist ever, and we're just like, Logan, play stuff, It's like, I don't know what you want me to play, and then it turned out all we needed to do was like, hey, just do 1 or 2 sweeps, he's sold.
Yeah.
We do a guitar trivia sometimes for him at practice. Just throw out a random song. Hey, do you know? And he knows it. So
Yeah.
it's
If he's
it's
heard
awesome.
it, he can play it.
Yeah, or he'll figure it out in 45 seconds.
Logan.
Most of our practices now start with string lessons, and then we go to practice.
Logan has really, not that Brad and Dean have really really started shifting the sound, but when Logan came in, that's when the sound really shifted.
Started making it fuller,
And,
bigger.
Fuller and
More
bigger.
towards what the
and-
rest of us were looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah. And so it's nice writing with these guys, and with Dean or with Logan, it's nice that we're very like, hey, do this, do that, but like in our own way. But like it's like we feed off of each other.
Me and Hunter are very good at expressing what we want with our mouth. Like, hey, can you diddle? And he's like, oh, you mean this? Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
And it's like I don't
But he
have
does
to.
it to us too. He'll look over at me and be like, hey, because he plays drums better than I do. He could do everything we do in a basement with a laptop and be way more successful. I guess he just doesn't want to do that.
He speaks
But he'll look at
music
me and be
language.
like, hey, do the drums, and just. Sometimes I'll take it, sometimes I won't, but most of the time I'm like, you're probably right.
Yeah, we always know what we're trying to say, but Logan is the music speaks music, so
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
oh, what's this tuning? And oh, this key? What's this key right here?
He's got the ears and the discipline.
Actually, if I'm correct here, my
Seriously?
calculations are correct.
Well, in that little bit of lull here, we do need to take a little pause for the cause and hear a word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Christy Lockwood, a licensed real estate agent with Iron Gate Real Estate. If you are looking to sell or purchase a home in the Mid-Missouri area, I would love to assist you in that process. If you want to give me a call, 573-239-4401. I'd be more than happy to meet with you and see how I can assist you.
And we're back with Lifeline in the KOPN studio for the Sticky's Cabana podcast.
Yes, Studio B. Yeah.
Studio B.
Studio B.
We're
Absolutely.
B-listers.
B-listers, yeah, that's all we are too, don't worry. So, during the break, we heard a little bit of interesting news and stuff, and lean it over here to Mr. Brad and let him explain to the rest of his band what's going on.
Shot here.
I didn't want to steal Hunter's thunder earlier when he announced he was getting married, but I'm actually getting married this afternoon.
This afternoon?
That's why.
Congratulations, bro.
Today? Yeah. That's why band practice, my attendance has been a little bit hectic, and we.
Glad for the invite.
Well, we were gonna do it in basically the courthouse and just try to find something like somebody mutual to be a witness. But yeah, both of us, it's our second marriage, and so we've had like the big wedding experience and just wanted to do something super laid back and small.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah.
You can have Sticky as your ordained. I'd just come in and say, yes, yes, do it.
If you need a witness.
We talked about that. That was on the table at one time.
If you need
we
a
were
witness.
talking about it.
Well, and that's what's kind of funny about the cabana being the way we are. We're not exactly a bunch of religious folks, but Sticky's ordained, my wife Liz is ordained, and Jeff is ordained.
And you guys have
That
witnesses.
means they can all do
Kelly's ordained
weddings.
too.
Yeah, so there's 4.
Yeah, and Kelly.
Kelly.
And Kelly too, yeah.
And
So
you guys actually came in the middle. I think Noah said
I came
it.
in.
Noah said it best.
I said, "Oh,
He goes, "What else do you do?"
what else do you do?
I was gonna say, if
you're
you
a venue owner, you're marrying people.
guys need a witness, I've got to get Taco Bell after this, so I got time.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
right.
So, wanted to kind of get with, since you guys are a band, I'm sure you guys have merch, right?
Yes.
What all do y'all? How do y'all do merch? What all do y'all do?
Brad, you want to take this one away? I know you've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Well, we do finally have stickers. I don't know if anybody wants to hold up. So we've got some small stickers right now. Probably going to do something bigger, but since it's kind of our entry into the realm of stickers, we're just testing the field for a minute.
Brad made these, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a great artist.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We do have new hats coming, including flat bills. This was very important to Noah that we got flat bills, and
That's the only reason I don't have a hat.
And
I guarantee
we
Lucas will get
reprinted-
one. Guarantee it.
we reprinted those that you wore, the Richardsons and stuff.
Mhm.
So eventually we'll. try
So
one.
different design.
well, the flat bills are different. So we
Oh.
have more of the Richardsons coming as well. So we're refilling our stock there, and then we have flat bills that are a new design that we haven't. It'll be like brand new. So
This
Well,
will
where
get
can they
a lot of
actually
use.
find you all's merch?
Brad's wife actually sells it.
Yeah, well, we do have a website as well. We just don't.
In about
you can
12
go to lifelineofficialband.com/shop, and we have like a couple things on there, but you can't like navigate to the shop because it's just something. We have a couple things on there, and we will get notified if someone was to order something, but it's a work in progress. So anything we got on there, we can sell, but
Or hit us up on Facebook.
or come out to a show.
Or come out to a show. Yeah, we
Probably
always
your
bring
best
our
way.
merch. Brad's wife Elle has been a damn champion when it's came to our merch and
Yeah.
keeping our money in line and keeping the table looking great.
And
We
keeping
do
you
have a
guys
lot
in
of
line.
black shirts and black hats, and our tablecloth is black, so I think we need to switch that to white to make it pop. But other than that, she's killing it. It's always, not that merch isn't important. It's actually one of the most important things. And we always get to a show and we're like, oh, who's going to run our merch table when we're playing and stuff? And she has just, without a doubt, stepped up every time, and
Yeah.
it's awesome. I don't even think about it half the time anymore. I look
I was
over
gonna say
and
the
I'm
lack
like,
of
oh, there's
planning on that front is
Yeah.
honestly
Sounds
surprising.
like you
Yeah.
guys have an awesome support system.
Oh,
going
yes.
on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's been a
Sure.
huge thing that Hunter's tried for a while, but I think the past 6 months we've been building on a team. We just can't do it all, and there's certain things that certain people are good at and certain people aren't, and trying to run our social media and take care of merch designs and also write and also do all the other things. It's just hectic sometimes. So we actually have also Eternity Green. She's came in and she's helped us. She's I think created our Twitch for us. We haven't used anything on it yet, but we're gonna reboost our TikTok. She's been taking lots of pictures for us.
And
And
what's the name of her photography?
thanks to
Logan's
Hunter.
gonna
I've
look
always
it
just
up.
known her as Eternity.
I don't really know. It's like green something. I'd have to look at
I
it.
think Logan's looking it up for us.
Logan's looking
We'll
it up.
we'll plug it here in a second.
Yeah, she's
Ah,
very, very good
Why-
at
why he
photography
is-
and going
Yeah.
back and editing the photos for us to make even us ugly
She's
asses
got
look pretty good.
great ideas too, not just stand there. She's interviewed us on a couple things that are probably going to come out on our TikTok and stuff. And contacts, she's helped us with getting in contact with people. We've also got Peyton, who's been here a couple times. He's been helping us,
Networking. for
networking
sure.
and also managing when we get to shows, and him helping us, with equipment and
Yeah.
if we need to take a za break or just different things.
He's really good at leveling everybody out.
Yes.
Always
Yes,
got
he is.
joints on deck.
Always got joints on deck, and he just keeps.
If you ever need a therapist, call him.
Yeah, he's down to talk to everything.
Oh,
And
I
he
don't
knows
need therapy.
everybody.
I've got a motorcycle.
And he knows everybody. He's got a good rapport
I
with
go
everybody.
hunting
Hey, we love you guys. Thank you, Eternity. Thank you, Peyton.
For your next question, I'll leave it. But like Dean said, we are working on a website. We'll be able to put merch there, and we'll be putting our live Twitch streams and YouTube and all of our booking and everything.
We got our songs on there already, and like I said, you can't navigate to the shop page, but if you go to /shop, we do got some shirts and hats on there already.
Yeah. So everything, socials, clothes, all that will all be on that website. All right, sorry.
Tea Time Photography.
Tea Time Photography. Tea Time Photography. On the subject of merch, though, I do think, correct me if I'm wrong, that we're trying for like long sleeve designs.
Yeah.
And some newer design shirts.
We've got quotes for long sleeve shirts and a new design on some t-shirts.
And every time he says that, I think he says nudie design.
Well, that's okay too.
And I'm like, is it just a picture of me in a shirt?
Well, we all know that you're not going to wear the shirt anyway.
Exactly.
Well, and Hunter does have
we
that.
are used to you taking your shirt off.
I know, and I'm being responsible in Studio B.
I was thinking about
unbutton the top one.
I was thinking about, you guys remember Hulk Hogan where he ripped the shirts off? One of them fucking shirts that says Lifeline on it, and then like when he's there, he just and it throws it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
He sweat on that. That was his sweat.
I did.
There's part of Noah left behind.
Yeah. There you go.
I leave a part of Noah.
Part of him.
At every gig, sticks, drum heads, cymbal pieces. We still have those.
Yep.
We even
shirts. I've probably
Have
left
a
a shirt
collection
somewhere.
of
in the new
bits and
location.
pieces.
I've got a box of all that kind of stuff now from all the different bands.
Hey, you guys should set up a merch table of
Just all the,
used
from all the
things that-
other bands.
See, I have
What do you
bags and
need?
bags
Are
and
you
bags
missing
of
this?
broken drumsticks I've collected through the years, and if I ever make it, I'm gluing them all together and selling them as picture frames. That's what I'm doing.
He also has
Okay.
he also has an autograph dick picture from Steve-O.
And
Thanks to
Steve-O.
me.
Yes, I do. We went and saw Steve-O and got it for me, and
It's
it
really
is
cool.
legit. It's hanging up in my house,
There you go.
in my bedroom.
He signed it on the dick,
Yeah,
like
so.
right next to the dick.
Right
He's
next
like,
to it.
that's my dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
That's
pretty proud of it.
fair enough.
mine.
You know,
I claim that.
Another question for y'all. What do y'all have coming up? I know y'all said something about music video.
Yeah, we just got done doing a song. I said this before, I think, with David Dominguez called "This Is My Life." We've been sitting on it for a long while, and so we're now officially going to be filming our first music video up in St. Louis, Missouri, and
My hometown.
Brad's hometown.
St. Charles.
Go Cards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to be filming that video with a new song and releasing it whenever the video is done. We don't really
Who's
have
that guy that's doing the video for us?
Danny Tilson. He's done a lot of work for Secular Era, who just got done filming their first music video not too long ago. Great guys, great dudes. And he's done some others. So from his work, I was like, well, let's just give it a shot. We need something for us. We've never really done that before, not even with our first album.
Yeah.
And so it's time to just take a leap. So I just fell at the right time.
So what shows y'all have coming up?
I do know we have another gig April 1st, some bar. I don't remember.
That's no joke. That's no joke.
And then I know that we've got another radio show. We haven't scheduled it yet, but I know there's a guy at the Lake of the Ozarks who owns a big rock station down there. We've had two guys want us to come down and present our new music. And
One of them is called like the Homegrown.
The Homegrown show?
Show on Sundays and stuff. We just recently had a show down at Lake of the Ozarks at Charlie's Foxtrots, and it was actually a really cool place. Really, really great sound. A corner stage, but it was a really big corner stage. It was really cool setup. They got a game room.
That was
there.
with Mad Existence.
That was with
yeah,
Mad
we were
Existence,
very thankful for that opportunity. With,
Yes, it was
want to
awesome.
thank Mad Existence for that as well.
Yes,
They've been on your podcast before.
Yeah.
And
Love those guys.
Great guys. Great
They've
guys.
helped us out. They helped us get those contacts, and I've actually talked with Levi a few times, and he's going to help us with those contacts and stuff. But even when we did the Mid-Missouri Rock Awards in December? They, Levi and Tim came all the way from Lake of the Ozarks just to come support us and stuff, and
Nice.
I think they did a little networking themselves too, because it's smart. But they came to support us, and it was awesome as shit. It was really cool. And after that, I was like, well, anything these guys want, I'll help out with. That's awesome. We'd only met them twice, I think.
Twice or 3
Both times at
like
your all's place, and they kind of just helped take us under their wing, and we were like, well, fuck yeah, thank you. That's awesome.
I think our biggest goal is to get our music out this year at a reasonable time. I know we've been saying it forever, but everything takes time and patience if you want to sound great. But the other thing is just trying to get out of the local market and try to go more national. I mean, it's just time to branch out. We've done the same thing. We've been around the same people. Not that we don't love the same people. Not that we don't love the scene. We absolutely love the scene, but eventually something's got to give.
Yeah.
Sometimes you exhaust all the resources you have and have to find different resources.
Well, and there's so many new bands coming in too.
Yeah.
There's so many new acts. It's hard to keep up anymore.
It is.
Yeah, we kind of sat down and had a discussion about if you want to be an actor on Broadway, you move to New York. If you want to be a computer programmer, you probably move to California. We want to be musicians. So not that we're going to up and move, but, we've got to be willing to go places like Nashville and Chicago, Memphis, maybe down to Texas and try to, get some exposure outside of mid-Missouri.
I know that a lot of the new record too, that album, I know.
He gave me that sideways look, and I had to giggle.
He hates it when I did it. But anyway, a lot of the new music, not only are we going to go to new people like Dave and whatever, but we're also trying to do some of the music ourselves this time around, and only we know what we sound like, and we want to try to get in that market and learn how to creatively do that ourselves. And if it sounds great, awesome. And if it don't, we tried,
The song "This Is My Life" that the music video is going to be for, we actually recorded it all in the studio Dean built us. Thank you, Dean. We sent it to Dave, and he gave his input, and he mastered it and mixed it for us. And I think it's turned out really well, especially for our first one of, we sat down and did the, Brad, how many takes did you have? And then rough drafts, he was like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. And we did it, and I like it. I'm really proud of it.
Well, there you
I'm
go.
the guy that actually knows how to use all the stuff, so I have to be there through the whole thing.
Dean has to be there for everybody. So it was funny because I think the first time we got together, it might have just been me and Dean. And I like to be playing music faster. I like a lot of energy. And so the first time I recorded my parts, I think we were at 97 beats per minute.
Well, we actually did like 3 or 4 different recordings to be like, hey, which one do you guys want? Is it 95 or 96?
Well, then these guys came back and they're like, no, that's way too fast, so they recorded it slower. And so then I don't remember, somehow we
it was a discussion.
We kind of met in the middle, and it's definitely still got that faster energy.
Yes, we met in the middle.
But we had to re-record everything, and Dean had to be there for everybody during each one of those.
Yeah, because we were done recording, weren't we? And then
we just
was like, no, let's do it different. Okay, let's do it
recorded a song like 5 times. Eventually.
But that also happens when you write and record very quickly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, I think it might sound better like this. And I've noticed, especially on the old album, there's some songs that I listen to where I'm like, man, we wrote that and recorded it so quickly that when I play it live, I don't do that same drum part right there. But it's whatever. I mean, we've talked about maybe trying to re-record some of the old stuff, but we gotta get this album taken care of first. I think we what is it, 14 songs?
Yeah, about 13 or 14. We're trying to narrow it down. We're trying to really pick up on tempos in the song or in the songs and give them more of a different album than what we got last time. Trying to make as much faster paced. I don't want to say mid, upper
tempo.
Way upper than what our first record was.
Well, and just capturing our energy on a record, and I think we're finding, and we've been having conversations about, looking back, this song might sound like it's a little overproduced, and so just that raw energy is missing from it, and we know the feel and the energy when we're live, and trying to capture that, we're still trying to figure out how to do that.
We talked about when we first started, like right when we first got the first 4 songs that have all been released, that we don't even exactly want this just to be just an album you listen to. We want more theatrics about it. We want more of a production and more I don't know, more
Wanna
draw
take you on
you
a
in.
journey.
I love whenever you see like I don't know one right offhand, but like see an album from a band where like their songs are so different on there that this person came to see them because they liked this song, but this person came for this song, which is completely different from that song. And I don't know. Some people get off on different things. For me, I love double bass and hard rock, and I love it and all that. But our favorite songs we do are what he plays piano on and stuff. It's like, I get a little bit of a break.
Ballads.
A little bit. They're just powerful.
I think you guys are very attractive as a band to people who have kind of eclectic taste. Because like me, I am all over the place. I mean, I can go from headbanging to listen to classical.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Mozart to Metallica.
Yeah, there you go.
And so I think just the diversity you all have as a band, you know, attracts people like that.
I think it's very important to have different tastes and very different influences, because it's like taking a whole bunch of things and putting them in a big old blender and you come out with this really nice drink at the end that everybody likes, you know. Take something that everybody has different.
Sticky shine.
But, I don't know. I'm just like throwing something out there, you know.
Yeah,
but,
well, honestly, I think that's why we
It
link
makes
together
sense.
so
It makes
well,
sense.
is because I think we're all on that level of just the diversity of music that we individually listen to.
if everybody had the same style, there'd be no.
And that's another good thing about Logan is he's a master of every style. So he like takes our ideas of what he knows each individual's of us want. He's like, how can we bring that all together? Or sometimes not. Let's not do that at all. Let's make this song about this. But there's a couple songs where we just, even within the song, we make two different songs and just change the dynamics.
So does Logan, do you kind of help focus the group, you know, in the midst of songwriting?
Between these two dudes running around?
100%.
Yeah.
Logan will look at us and be like, are we going to play? And we're like, oh yeah, I forgot that's what we did.
That's why we're
I drink
here.
a lot of beer.
Let me smoke first.
Let me
Well,
see
you're
a cigarette. No.
talking about diversity and everything. I can almost guarantee that every single one of us here all have a different song of your all's that is our favorite.
Yeah.
Can I guess one?
I bet you. I know you guys know mine.
My New Addiction.
Yeah.
Back.
I really don't have a favorite because I enjoy the entire. I mean, everything you guys have done.
I don't know if I can guess yours. I thought I had his on the head, so
Yeah.
I guess I'm wrong.
So
I got yours though.
Mine's. I'm between two of them too. It's My New Addiction and Fist Fight.
And Fist Fight. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is the most personal stuff that I've ever written, and it comes from a real place. It talks about my childhood. It talks about the way I grew up. You know, when you listen to a song like Heaven Doesn't Look That Far, it talks about suicide and coming out from that. When you talk about sober, I wouldn't say that I'm an addict, but I know a lot of people that are, and it gave me the courage and the strength to write. I have to put myself in someone else's shoes to be able to write something like that. Angels Fall Down, that's about my mother. A single mother trying to work two jobs so that way she can raise a family, you know, so we can get back on our feet, so that I can have the chance to be able to sing and to write and go to school and all those things you take for granted as a kid. And I think that's what's pushed me to write more realistic. And was by myself a lot. I listened to a lot of music. I wasn't like, I was very not popular, but like I was good with everybody. But I like to be by myself a lot. I like to listen to music. So like I listen to a lot of Green Day records, which obviously you guys should know. I mean, everybody says, "Oh, you sound just like Billy Joe," and I get that a lot. But I've also liked records like Nirvana's Nevermind, the Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream, Social Distortion, and a lot of country music and pop music. Chris Cornell, Soundgarden, all those things. Just being a fan of anything, and that's what's great about country music and rock music and everything else. I think that's where I get the realism in my songs to be it, because if there wasn't things that Merle Haggard didn't put on record, the way that he words things or the way that he expresses himself in his songs, or if there wasn't a way that this sound shifted, I wouldn't know how to express how I feel. So I'm very fortunate to be able to have grew up on a lot of great music, and so I think working on this album is great to us because it's given us the opportunity to work with new producers. It's also given us an opportunity to work with our own capabilities of what we want to sound like. So like I love records like Nevermind and stuff like that. So I want to capture the realism, and it puts us in a spot to test our limitations on what we can do as musicians, and to be able to get this album done and say, hey, we did that.
Yeah.
From singing to producing it to whatever, and give them something that we did as a collective. So it's really motivated me to want to write more music. You get in these funks of like I wrote all these songs, and then you lose it. And life goes on. You feel like you wrote everything, and then you find something that pushes you back into it. It might take a year. Songs come to me within a year, 3 days. So I gotta stay busy.
Sometimes the on-the-spot ones are the best, though.
Yeah, but
Silly
as
shit.
far as high energy song, to go back to your guest, Noah, yes, Back I love, because Brad, you have got to be probably the most energetic, bouncing around, moving
We like
around
to call it the hop
bassist.
stomp.
Serious.
This is the hop stomp.
But if I was to say there is one single song that just absolutely floored me from the minute I heard it, and Hunter, you're going to hate me for this, it's Fingers.
Well, that's with
No,
his
I love
countryside
that
thing. Yeah.
It just...
That's the song
I keep saying, I think everybody has said this. If we could get that, that's the type of thing that would go viral. If we
Yeah.
could get that recorded and get
Yes.
that out there, that is the type
I
of
know
song.
Hunter's
That-
looking at us like,
I know,
So
that's
you're
why I
not
said,
gonna-
Hunter, I know you probably treat Fingers like Janny Lane from Warrant treats cherry pie.
Uh-huh.
You know, the producers told him, we've got songs, we've probably got a couple of singles, but we need a hit.
Yeah.
And the story goes that they literally wrote that song after they had wrapped production in 15 minutes.
I love Janie Lane. He's very good.
Yeah.
And
But he
was very
hated that
good. He
song
hated the
with
song.
a passion.
It's funny because like a lot of Rodney Carrington and stuff, so like I write little ditties and stuff just to piss people off on the spot, and like so we could be literally at practice and Noah could be doing something, and I just take something that he's doing and play a couple chords on the guitar and just be like, this is what he's doing, to make something really funny out of it.
We've even recorded a couple of them.
Woodstock 69.
Woodstock
Woodstock 69 was the name of one of them.
We're just like, man, we need to just record all these and put them on a fucking Christmas card or something and send it out.
Hallmark.
These little ditties. I feel like we make more money off of that than our
And we
actual
Well,
actually-
it's,
we actually
it's like
have-
Metallica did Garage Days revisited and did all the cover songs that influenced them. You could do something like
Yeah.
Lifeline from the Basement, and
Yeah,
it's
fair
all the
enough.
stuff that you never released
Yeah.
because
Well, we
it was
actually
just...
I don't know exact if we're gonna put it in the album or not, but we've got bloopers from recording sessions.
I'm
and
sure
stuff,
it'll
and
be
it's-
on the
yeah,
outfit.
especially Hunter in the booth is fucking hilarious. So
Yeah.
Maybe we
beautiful.
could
It goes from beautiful to hilarious to
yeah.
beautiful again.
Maybe we could put like Woodstock 69 as a bonus track or
Uh-oh.
something.
Something more fingers.
Fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're telling you, yeah.
Plug.
Yeah. So do you all you guys have any shout outs for anybody you need to holler at?
My mom.
I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
shout
I
out
knew
my
that was
mom
coming.
for giving birth to me.
Yeah.
And Jesus, you know, I love him.
Yeah.
I want to thank God. I want to thank my buddies.
I want to thank Sticky Cabana for
Sticky
letting us come
Cabana.
and do this again.
Again.
Letting us
Yeah.
come.
It's fun.
It's been a couple years.
Yeah, yeah.
And look, I behaved the whole.
And it's a whole different setup.
For the
Yeah.
most part, yes. Yes, you
Yeah, it's
did.
pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Except during the break.
Yeah, last one was at Brad's house.
Brad's basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just a big shout out to the local music scene, and just
Mm-hmm.
want to give them their flowers and all the old bandmates that helped make this band. Trenton Haywood, I know that I really didn't speak on him very much during this podcast, but I really want to give him his flowers too. He's a really great guy, very talented, and
Even after he left, he still supported us and loved us. And he actually went to the award show at the Blue Note, and he had never heard the song "This Is My Life" that we played there, and he talked about how he just fucking loved it. And yeah, so thank you. I had my wife Tara and Nova and Astera, my worlds.
and my family, my mom, my beautiful fiance,
Wife to be.
Allie.
Yeah, my wife Elle and all the work she's put in to help us with merch and just focusing us on some of the business aspect.
Yeah, I can just general shout out to the family.
Des and the kids.
Thank you, Des, for the work you've put into.
Yes.
The local music scene. I don't know if that got.
Oh yeah,
if
the
that's
local
still gonna
music
be
scene,
captured, but, you know,
and
guys
the
like-
Lifeline team.
Our fine team, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys.
Eternity, Peyton, love you guys. All our big supporters
Yeah.
that come and see us all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
To the Cabana, yes, for multiple opportunities. And
If I had a jar of whiskey, I would toast y'all.
Yeah. And there might be some in
is there
here.
any left?
Yeah. There you go.
got some of that shine.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little bit of shine, but yeah.
Not to extend things, but I have a quick question
Yeah.
for you two.
Mm-hmm.
Being the sound guy and being the guy that's always out there and stuff and just watching, is there any pointers on your old stage that you could give us?
I mean, you guys take direction from me in setting up sound and stage volumes. I mean, even when we're not micing everything, you two especially listen to me when I'm like, okay, you're a little bit high or you're a little bit low. It's not very often that I have to tell a guitarist to turn up.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah.
I'm not going to mention names, but our last show at the Cabana.
Yeah, no doubt.
Doors were closed. We're in a tin box.
Yeah.
And just way too loud.
It was way too loud. We actually had 10, 12 people get up and leave because it was too loud.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, in the wintertime, it's one thing. The doors are down.
Yeah.
In the summertime, when the doors are open, crank that stuff.
Yeah,
You know, you can get up there, but you can't do that in the wintertime. No, the one thing networking is a huge one. Don't be afraid of the word no.
Okay.
You know, there's many times I've reached out to bands, you know, and I put it this way, if you can picture it, you know, you're stuffing this pipe full of a bunch of questions and everything. And once in a while, this one little one kind of squirtles out of that into that pipe. That's your one yes, and you're going to end up running with it. And that one yes is going to turn into 50. We are completely booked through September already. We've got October to go. I've got the dates. I haven't even played with it yet. But I get, on an average, 20 people a week get a hold of us.
Heck yeah.
And just constantly asking about music. We're getting people from, I think we're up to 9 states now.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. I don't have a clue where that came from, y'all. But, you know,
Anytime
networking.
people I know that ask me, I always say, hey, hit up Sticky. They're always looking for artists and they showcase you. They're not going to screw you or nothing like that. It's just for the musicians. So.
Yeah, networking's your big thing. I can tell you that for sure.
By
and you guys were
musicians
there.
for musicians.
You guys were there with it. I mean, you're talking about reaching out and talking to all these different places, like in different states and stuff.
Yeah, that's our goal.
That's what you got to do.
We've done a little bit already. We're just...
Your only thing, you're going to hear a lot of no's. You're going to hear a lot of, that show's not for us, you know, or you're going to hear a lot of that. But then all of a sudden, you're going to get that one yes, run with it.
Yep.
Exactly. You know, anything you'd like to
no,
add?
you guys have... You know, you pretty much set up your stage the same way all the time. Mm-hmm. You all interact with each other. You all always have a smile on you. Brad. Just that right there.
Yeah.
That big smile and bouncing around on stage. And
Oh, and by the way, even when I'm working, because, I patrol around Columbia and everything, I occasionally blast through all's music out the college.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything you'd like to add, Topher?
And Noah, man, just from beginning the show to end the show, your eventual state of undress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Thank God he keeps the shorts on.
It's hot in there. Yes, I keep shorts on.
And when we're at shows.
I'm
Studios
just
at
not
my
even
house.
phased anymore. It's just like, yeah, okay, he's coming up out of
And I don't just do that at shows. I do every practice we have. I end up in just shorts and socks.
It's true.
I'm just going to start calling you Gibby.
One day he just showed up in his underwear.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
He had to keep his drums around wrapped in that plastic,
Yeah.
Little Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blink 182 stuff.
Oh
going
my
on.
gosh, yeah.
Exactly.
But anyway, we really want to thank you guys for
Yes,
giving us
appreciate
a
it.
platform.
We appreciate y'all coming out.
Thank you, guys.
And letting us talk about our album and really getting into detail about things. You guys asked some really great questions, and I'm really, really excited that we got to answer them.
You know, hopefully it helps you spread the
also,
word.
Thank you to KOPN for letting you guys do this. That is just awesome.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
they are
It was
definitely
great having
a big sponsor and a big help. And speaking of help, you're watching us on your YouTubes. Don't forget to do those things that make the algorithm happy and bring us a little bit more attention. Like, subscribe, comment, good, bad, ugly, otherwise. Doesn't matter.
Sticky likes comments.
Sticky likes comments. And if you're so inclined, hit that little bell notification to know when our next video is going to be popping up so you can watch us.
Gentlemen, appreciate y'all coming on.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Till next time.
I didn't even.
Rob Snyder
Bullshit.
wants a stick,
You can stop lying.
but he's about to find out that being a skipper is harder than it looks.
Me in the corner.
This new spotlight.
That's me losing.
Oh, it's over. Oh, it's
Thank
over.
you.